This is the Southport 4th of July Parade. This broadcast on WECT is sponsored by White Funeral Home and Cremation in Southport and Shallotte, by Valley Auto World in Fayetteville, and by Dozier Memorial Hospital in Southport.
It's a beautiful day in downtown Southport on this July 4th, 2013. Good morning, everyone. I'm Bob Townsend, and welcome to our coverage, our annual coverage of the Southport 4th of July Festival Parade. And I have the pleasure of having Rachel Lewis-Hilburn with me as my co-host this year. Rachel, it's great to have you with us here today.
Thank you, Bob. It's an honor to be here with you.
Look at the crowd. We have a large crowd that's already lined the streets here, the main streets here in Southport. A lot of these folks showing up very early this morning to get this choice spot, and the weather has turned out great after some miserable weather that's affected the festival from earlier in the week.
We thought we might be hanging by a thread there with the rain chances, but this is absolutely gorgeous. It's a perfect day.
That's true. But we would all have to have umbrellas out here, but it doesn't seem like that is the case. Going to take a little break right now as we get ready. The first units of the parade getting ready to come up behind us and travel down the main road here in Southport. So glad you're with us today on our coverage of the Southport July 4th Parade. We'll be right back in just a moment. Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
That's what you do. I mean, it sounds good. You're
very,
oh, they fire the cannon down there. I forgot to tell you that. Very professional stuff. Very good. That radio voice is doing great.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay. Looks like the units are, I saw a police car move there, so I guess they're right ready to get started.
They're on their way.
Okay. And we're back in Southport right now. The Southport 4th of July Parade officially underway here. We're sitting in front of the North Carolina Maritime Museum at the intersection of Moore and Davis Streets. The first unit coming up representing the Southport Police Department, wanting everybody to enjoy the day today. Chief Jerry Dove and his staff leading the parade today, wanting everybody to have a great time here, staying safe and everything like that. They just should have warned everybody about that cannon exploding or the cannon fire a few minutes ago.
That woke me up a little bit, but that was okay.
It does do that. You should have seen everybody just jump because there was not an advance warning about that.
It's a great way to start off the parade, though.
Great. Big fireworks show is coming up tonight here in Southport, and we'll have our coverage of the Battleship Blast coming up in about an hour from now also. Again, some of the units will be here. Will be not so many of the military units as we've seen in the past because of the budget cuts in Washington. And to me, when I was looking through the parade book, Rachel, this is a throwback to the days when people just put a parade on. Home folks didn't bring a lot of folks in, and this is a real hometown feeling parade that we'll be seeing here today.
You know, Bob, the organization that goes into this parade is just stunning. It looks so simple. It just really makes it look like this is a professionally put together parade, but it is such a hometown parade, and it's the official North Carolina 4th of July Festival. So we're really proud of that here in downtown Southport.
I do want to mention that your husband is co-chairman of the parade as well, right?
Yes, he is. That's right.
I mean, so you firsthand know the work and the time it takes to put something like this on.
Yes, and he was up at 4 a.m. this morning lining up the floats, and we're so excited to see this come to fruition.
Yeah. Well, look at this. The American flag and the U.S. Army Junior ROTC Color Guard, the Reserve Officers Training Corps. These folks are from South Brunswick High School. This is a federal program sponsored by the United States Armed Forces. And we have a special guest that's coming up also this morning as part of the parade, our parade marshal. This is a good vacation area, but it's very well represented with the Sunny Point military terminal just up the road, and we have the colonel of the Sunny Point base as our parade marshal this year.
Yes, Colonel James Rope Calvis. He's a 1990 graduate of the United States Military Academy. He's a 23-year Army veteran.
And they're going to be making their way up a little bit, pausing for
Yes.
a few folks to see the color guard and the police units coming by.
There they are.
Now, the colonel has served in, as you were saying, different areas all around the world in Haiti, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Hungary, Croatia. He's also done 3 tours it is, in Iraq, and has lived and worked in California, Kansas, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Germany, and Italy. They moved to Southport in June of last year, just before the parade, and thoroughly enjoying their time here in Southport and in Brunswick County.
That's right, and he and his wife, Colleen, and his children, Olivia, Sophia, and Alexandra, are all here with him.
One of the first people I saw when I got into Southport this morning was the mayor, Mayor Robert Howard.
Yes.
He was out actually, he takes a very active part in the parade every year. Not only is he the, say, chief executive for the town of Southport here, but also he works on the parade. He's riding, and you'll see him in just a moment. There he is in his red, white, and blue shirt, but he was actually parking cars a little while ago, too. So the mayor does a little bit of everything.
Yes,
here
you
in
have to wear a lot of hats in a small town.
Absolutely. As we were saying, we do have not that many units representing the military this year because of the budget cuts that have taken place in Washington. You've heard the other stories that some of the fireworks displays at some of the military bases have been canceled this year because of the sequestration. But we'll see several units come by here as we move along with the parade.
That's right. It's interesting. We can see the evidence of the sequestration here, but we've also seen the military come together. We have so many marchers throughout the parade today, and we're very proud of that.
This is one of the better mornings that we've had. We've had a lot of rain, as everybody knows, this week, and we're fortunate today that not having rain right now is part of our parade, but we do have a little bit of cloud cover to block some of the intense heat that we could have right here on Moore Street. And it doesn't hurt to be situated next to the Cape Fear River, does it, with that breeze?
You can feel that breeze coming off the river, and it's really lovely.
That's an interesting float right there, golf cart that's been turned into a float representing the 4th of July folks here in Southport. We'll see all these different kinds of units being put together all throughout the parade here today also.
This is the kind of creativity that I love. It's just so much fun. I love the sunglasses on the front of that golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like it's alive.
And we know Southport has a lot of activities focused on it today, and that's some folks from Dozier Hospital right there that serves this area. And community, they've been here for 83 years. I do want to mention that they had the golf cart parade over on Bald Head Island today, and Oak Island and communities all taking part. So this is just not a Southport itself event. This is a community-wide event. So I could imagine on Bald Head Island today the creativity we could have seen in some of those golf carts as well.
Yes, and that's a long-standing tradition on Bald Head Island. It's something they're so proud of, and they'll also be participating in this parade here. So we're very glad to have them.
Long-standing tradition also, as we were saying, Dozier Hospital, 25-bed critical access hospital with a variety of inpatient, outpatient service, 24-hour emergency care, diagnostic imaging, physical, occupational, speech therapy, rehab, just everything you need right here at Dozier Memorial Hospital.
That's
and
right.
Some of the folks from there riding today. Got a great group of volunteers that are riding on the float from Dozier, and the medical staff can do it, but they absolutely need the volunteers.
They also employ about 350 people in the area, so they're one of the bigger employees in this region.
Yeah, and we appreciate their sponsorship. They are very community-oriented here
Yes.
in Southport, their home here.
They couldn't do it
Brunswick
without
County.
those volunteers.
Yeah. All right, hear the band coming up, and we'll go to that in just a couple of minutes with the band, but we do have some folks coming by right now that are special guests here. And turn it around, and I can get a little bit look at
Oh, the governor's
Mrs. McCroy,
vehicle.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know who that is representing the governor, but he was expected or hoped that he would be here, but unfortunately he could not make it. I imagine with him being 6 months or so into office, he has a big demand on his schedule.
Yes, he must. And there was a lot of traffic coming down here to Southport.
We do have a parade band coming by right now. Brunswick County Band with the cheerleaders leading the way. These cheerleaders from South Brunswick High School, which is here in this area, and the Brunswick County Band that you hear the drums part of right now consists of band students from North, South, and West Brunswick High Schools under the direction of Jason Syke, Chris Cook, and Jonathan Moore. The Brunswick County School Band is honored to show their support to the community as well as to our country to honor America's independence in the 4th of July parade here in Southport, North Carolina. These young folks giving a lot of their summer vacation to participate in the band activities also, while many of their friends may be just taking it easy or playing ball or going to the beach or whatever. They're in band practice. Let's listen to them a little bit.
It's going to be hard to not start humming along with this.
That's true.
They're very good.
Break out with the Stars and Stripes Forever from the South Brunswick Band, and followed by the Civil Air Patrol. The color guards from the Civil Air Patrol is of the U.S. Air Force Auxiliary. It was founded December 1st, 1941, just 6 days before the attack on Pearl Harbor. During World War II, the Civil Air Patrol would defend America's shores and borders, train soldiers and airmen, rescue hundreds of men and women. Today, the CAP handles 90% of inland search and rescue missions with approximately 75 lives saved every year. And Rachel, this is the Brunswick County composite. Started back just a few years ago, back in August of 2009.
That's right. They have 20 members, and well, they started with 20 members. Now they have 42. They've doubled in size. The Brunswick Squadron meets the first 3 Tuesdays of the month at 6:30 in the evening at the Cape Fear Jetport on Long Beach Road.
We have a lot of young ladies representing the North Carolina area here, this part of North Carolina. This young lady represents all of North Carolina and recently crowned Miss North Carolina. Jonna Alexandria Edmonds is a graduate of North Carolina State University. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting and minor in Spanish language and literature. She was just elected, promoting her personal platform, Readers to Leaders, promoting literacy in America's youth. That platform emphasizes service projects that not only educate students, but teachers and parents on the importance of literacy among our state and nation's young people.
And she's working on her Master of Accounting at North Carolina State University. And she says after she becomes a CPA, she's going to start her career with one of the big 4 accounting firms, Ernst & Young. So good for her.
Fortunately, she's not going to have to rush. She's got a lot of duties representing the state and letting people know about her platform of literacy and helping folks make sure everybody gets a good education and has the ability to be able to read and write.
It's so important, and it's nice to see someone bringing awareness to that kind of cause.
Absolutely.
People are always surprised at the numbers of people who aren't able to read and write, and they find their way through life. So it's really nice to see that sort of awareness.
Look at the folks, they perched in the spots here right along Moore Street. Parade route goes from Moore, it starts around the old Smithfield Burying Grounds and goes up to the intersection with Howe, Hanks a right, then heads way out on Howe Street out near the hospital. When I came in earlier today, very early, there were people already lined in their particular spots, wanted to make sure they got that good spot.
How early did you get here, Bob?
About 8, a little bit after 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a little early.
Try to make sure you get in with the traffic.
That's right.
This is what scared everybody. This was the cannon.
This is Thor the cannon.
Yeah, and the mythical Norse of God of Thunder, and it certainly did have a sound of thunder a little while ago.
Yes. This is Cannon Limited of Coolville, Ohio, constructed this cannon in May of 1991 for Robert DeHaven of Clifton, Virginia. Mr. DeHaven then, Bob, donated the cannon to the Southport Historical Society, and it's going to be used there as a ceremonial cannon to promote the city of Southport. And they'll display it, they'll fire it off at appropriate historical, nautical, civic events.
Right.
So it's part of the landscape here in Southport.
It is, and some of the volunteers that like to, I'm sure, light that cannon up a few times are riding on that. And right behind the Southport Fire Department. Southport Fire Department dedicated to professionalism and committed to excellence by providing the best service to the citizens of Southport. If you need them, they are here.
Yes, they are. Oh, and just behind them we have the Southport Oak Island Area Chamber of Commerce float. I love the floats, Bob, because these really show off the creativity of the groups that participate in the parade. The Southport Oak Island Area Chamber of Commerce serves almost 500 member businesses. Their more popular public events include the U.S. Open King Mackerel Tournament, Oak Island Lighthouse Run, and they have the Christmas by the Sea parade also. And Bob, we can hear a singer in the background.
That's right. That's Ava, 10-year-old young lady, coastal North Carolina girl, began singing before she could talk. Why don't we listen to a little bit of her, Rachel?
Let's do that.
She sounds good.
Yes.
Ava's been taking voice lessons since she was 8. She studied piano and violin, a straight A student, and a business entrepreneur. She has a friend, Ella Cox, on the float with her as well today on the On My Toes Dance Studio float representing the Southport Oak Island Chamber of Commerce. She sounded good, didn't she?
She really did.
This is an annual tradition for the North Carolina Secretary of State, Elaine Marshall. She's been here for many years, and she's been the Secretary of State based up in Raleigh. First woman elected to the statewide executive office, and that was back in 1997. She's held that office a long time.
Yes, she certainly has. And it looks like we have American Legion Post 543 coming through. Richard L.T. Stewart, American Legion Post. It's a local post located in St. James. The American Legion is a veterans organization.
Absolutely, and special meeting for Richard Stewart there.
Yes.
We have covered that in the past, and we honor him continuing right now. Some of our elected officials up in Raleigh are in the parade, including North Carolina State Senator Bill Rabon is coming by, and some of the nice convertibles here.
Yes, and he is actually a partner in Brunswick Animal Hospital, Southport Animal Hospital, Oak Island Animal Hospital. He's a busy man. He's also the vice chair of the Brunswick Community College Board of Trustees. He's a past chairman of the North Carolina Navigation Commission, and he's past chairman of the Brunswick County Board of Health. He's served on the Boy Scouts of America Executive Committee, the Cape Fear Council, Boy Scouts of America, and he's a charter member of the Southport Rotary Club. He's also a member of the North Carolina Veterinary Medical Association and the American Veterinary Medical Association.
I've asked him a few times, do the pets wait until you come home from Raleigh to be treated, or he's got a good staff out there, because he, you know, at this time of the year with the legislature in session, a lot of his time is taken up there from the Monday evening until Fridays usually.
That's right. They were busy last night, so he must have just gotten into town.
Absolutely. And he, I remember when he was campaigning for the office, he made it a point to visit every small town in North Carolina in his district. And so he's very involved and stays that way, he says, on the weekend also.
Yes.
Sergeant First Class Michael Mills and family, a veteran of Afghanistan, send the action firsthand as to the mission that our military is facing overseas in Afghanistan and that part of the world, and the dangers. Still hoping that our military men and women, all of them, will be coming home real soon by the end of next year.
Yes, and we just had a Veterans Recognition Ceremony a couple of nights ago here in Southport to honor those servicemen and women who do so much for us.
Wouldn't be a parade without the sedan entries, and we have several of those today. How about the Thunderbolts and their little cars? They started this back in 1975, and they entertained thousands of parade folks with that precision driving, the formations that dart in and out. 12 custom-designed mini racers. They're 7 feet long, 40 inches wide. They're not overpowered. A little 5-horsepower motor will power these cars, but they can move quick and make those sharp, really sharp razor turns.
And these folks have won some first place awards competing with units from Virginia and North and South Carolina.
Always fun to watch
it is fun.
Watch them out there having fun, and the kids watching, but some of the adults saying, man, I wish I had one of those to play with too.
Well, I kind of wish I had one.
Yeah. I forgot, I think if I could recall, 2 or 3 years ago, one of these guys told me about the amount of time that they take in training to get this precision down. And the waiting list there is for people to become one of the drivers, since they only have 12 of these. They have people come up, they say, how do I get to be part of this? And of course, there's for the Shriners and that organization, but they have a lot of people that are in that organization that aspire to be one of these guys.
So this takes a lot of dedication. It looks like fun, and it is, I'm sure, but it's the result of some seriously invested time and discipline and training.
Yeah, we'll see the Sedan Hillbillies. They have been around a long time with that traveling jail cell and the train that comes out of Wilmington. Right now, though, the Southport Rescue Squad, it is a volunteer department here in Southport that started in 1976, dedicated to providing outstanding health care and emergency medical service to the residents of Southport and the surrounding area, committed and very dedicated to our community.
And now we're seeing the Patriot Guard riders coming through. The Patriot Guard riders are a diverse amalgamation of patriots from every state. They come together as the Patriot Guard riders to honor fallen soldiers at funeral services across the country. And the neat thing about these guys, Bob, is they show respect for our fallen heroes and their families and their communities by shielding family and friends at these funeral services from protesters. We've heard recently about protesters coming to some of these funerals.
True, yeah.
And these folks make a human wall.
And then they assist the family in the trying time while the family is grieving and helping, with some of making sure the arrangements are done right and dignified. Some of the family perhaps not really familiar with the military aspect of a family themselves, and making sure that the late veteran is honored very appropriately and
yes,
with dignity and integrity.
And they have a lot of fun in the process.
Probably the only day out of the year they can ride. Some of them can ride without a helmet on.
Yes. Coming up, it looks like we've got Smokey the Bear with the Southport Fire Department. This is their prevention unit.
Saw Smokey about an hour ago. He was huffing through the crowd here. Got to be a little warm for Smokey today.
I can't imagine.
Smokey might need to take the hat off a little bit there and fan himself some.
Is that a man or a woman in that costume? Do you know?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Is that a clown shoe sticking out of the window?
Size 20 or something. Right here in the area of Southport, we have a wonderful newspaper, the Stateport Pilot.
Yes, the
a
Stateport.
Wonderful theater as well, the Amusement Theater.
Yeah, and the Stateport Pilot, that's been around for quite a long time, since 1928.
Right.
James Harper Jr. was hired later as the editor, and now his son, Ed, is the editor. It's a 70-page local newspaper with circulation of more than 10,000 people.
I like their slogan, the Stateport Pilot, a good newspaper in a good community. Can't argue with that here.
Certainly can.
And the folks from the Amusement Theater just up on, that would be on Howell Street here with a rock and roll show. It looks like they got one started there the middle part of next month in August. Another member of our state legislature from this part of North Carolina, Frank Eiler. He represents this part of Brunswick County in the North Carolina State House. Frank came to North Carolina at the age of 14, graduated from Greensboro Senior High School, Campbell University with a degree in business. He has served as chairman of the Brunswick County Republican Party, chairman of the 7th Congressional District Republican Party, and a precinct chairman. And Frank and his wife live over on Oak Island.
Oh, and here come the Sudan Dun Clowns. The Dun Clowns formed in 1952. Unofficially, they started to perform several years before they joined the Sudan Shrine chapter of Eastern North Carolina. And then the group officially joined Sudan in 1957. Today, they have more than 40 members, and they attend about 50 parades a year, including some prestigious events like the governor's inaugural parade. And I think are we going to see 2 clown trucks? Oh,
look at
Mozos,
Mozo there,
Tooter
around. Moto, excuse me, shooting around there. And it gets a little warm for these guys too. They have a lot of fun. They do it kids at heart, I guess. There, you know, they have their clown family, and then they have their other family, and they have some understanding family members at home that allow them to clown around quite a bit. You know, I don't know if it's the same man we said every year, but always on the Dun Clowns, right on the front of the bus is the man that has the white suit on. He's back again this year. Used to be able to see him doing a lot of walking and some dancing out there. This year he's got a nice perch right up there, but still right in the spirit of the activities here today.
And there's a football player coming by, a clown football player.
From the clown capital of the world, Dunn, North Carolina, please make welcome the Sudan Dun Clowns.
Trying to get one of them over here, but they're all tied up doing their clown routine.
They are so much fun.
Clowning for the burned and crippled children.
And here we have John David, the district attorney. He was elected in 2010, representing the 13th Prosecutorial District, which covers Bladen, Brunswick, and Columbus counties. John David attended Florida State University for his undergraduate and University of Florida's College of Law. He's also served as an adjunct professor of criminal justice at UNCW.
Very good. Represents not only Brunswick County, but Columbus and Bladen counties as well.
And of course, it's hard to mention John David without mentioning his brother Ben David,
who serves New Hanover and Pender County as the district attorney.
Yes.
All right, some trucks and walkers and riders all right now. This is the Warrior Group that's coming by, a nonprofit organization that was found here in the Oak Island area with a mission of rehabilitation for our wounded war heroes by implementing challenging adaptive bicycle and morale events throughout the country. The Warrior Ride founders believe that with the events that they have, our nation's wounded warriors are able to take pride in the skills that they have and refine their capabilities through accomplishments in an atmosphere of camaraderie and support. So they get out and help these men and women that perhaps not only have physical but maybe also some psychological issues because of what they've been through, adapt back to normal life and just become a good part of our community here.
Yes, and those recumbent bicycles do a lot for folks who can't bike normally.
A little laid back there. Yep.
Yes. Scott Phillips, Brunswick County Commissioner. Scott grew up in Southport, and he graduated from South Brunswick High School. He went to UNC Asheville, where he got a Bachelor's of Science degree in environmental science. He's now an environmental health specialist for Brunswick County, and he works for Archer Daniels Midland. He and his wife Shannon have 3 children, and he says it's because of his family that he serves as a Brunswick County Commissioner.
Somebody's saying, come on, Scott, let's move along here.
Keep the parade going.
That's true, and we have another county commissioner that's with us as well, behind Patricia Sykes. Pat Sykes, a Brunswick County Commissioner and a local business owner as well. She's a native of Brunswick County, graduated from Southport High School. She's been a local business owner for over 20 years and has worked for well over 30 years in various management and leadership positions here in the area. Once you come into this part of North Carolina and Brunswick County, you want to stay. and you want to serve.
I have to second that notion, yes.
And that
behind her.
also includes Frank Williams as well,
Yes,
who is
that's
another county commissioner.
Yes, he's a small business owner, and he's a Brunswick County native who was elected county commissioner from District 5 in November of last year, and that was his first run for public office. Frank is a native of Northwest, and he graduated from North Brunswick High School. He's an NC State alumni as well, and he's president of Pioneer Strategies, a marketing communication firm.
I wonder if by being a member of North Carolina State alumni, if he had the opportunity to pick that color out on that car, which is not bright Wolfpack red, but it's got a lot of red in it anyhow.
There you go.
All right. All right. Good to see Frank here. Also good to see Habib Temple, number 159. This is a marching unit organized in 1978. They've been marching in parades all over North and South Carolina. They, as Prince Hall Shriners, make donations to all types of organizations, such as American Diabetes Association, breast cancer groups. The unit is led by past potentate Eddie Moore, illustrious potentate Carl Gregg Sr., and the deputy, the Oasis past potentate, William Davis.
And it looks like we're having a pause in the parade activity for a moment.
You get sort of caught up sometimes because you want to make sure everybody sees the talent that you have, and certainly they have a talent and the purpose, and this is a great way for them to get exposure to thousands of people that perhaps they wouldn't, and they're not only doing it by our broadcast, but also, of course, right here in person, you know, by this these massive amount of folks that have lined the streets here in the Southport area.
You know, in years past, Bob, when you would see people lined up along the streets, you would often see them fanning themselves and sweating profusely, and today there's just such a lovely breeze off the river.
Yeah.
And it's just such a perfect day for folks to come down and enjoy it. And I've heard estimates that we may have up to 50,000 people in downtown Southport.
And, you know, I was here earlier in the week. One of the stories that we have been following, of course, has been the fact that Safe Haven, the movie, the Nicholas
Yes.
Sparks movie, filmed here last year and then followed up a month after the July 4th parade with a separate film version of the parade, has a lot of people coming and wanting to know more about Southport and where Safe Haven, Alex, and the young lady, whose name escapes me now, since unfortunately, I'm probably the only person who has not seen the movie. But
That would be two of us, Bob.
have you not seen it?
I have not. I know that she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Well, they, from what I was told by somebody who has seen it, that they were very impressed with what Southport was able to offer and how Southport looks, and in the movie. And a lot of the residents in Southport were happy because they were able to show Southport in its true form instead of being hyped up movie-wise.
Yes, that's right. And here we have the North Carolina State University Pipes and Drums, a traditional Scottish bagpipe band linked to the music department. Let's listen for a moment as they come by.
Sure.
This band was started in 1968, and it traditionally performs for community events and ceremonies and Celtic events throughout the area. They're an award-winning band, and they also compete in Highland Games in the Southeast.
Keeping the peace in Brunswick County, in addition to the various individual police departments in our towns, Brunswick County Sheriff John Ingram has a whole fleet of equipment at his disposal. Sheriff Ingram, the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, dedicated to providing the safest environment and highest level of service as possible. And they improve the quality of life for all citizens of Brunswick County. Very important part for them to do that.
And typically you don't want to hear that sound, but today it's a happy sound.
The blue light in the rearview mirror today is okay.
Yes.
At least in the parade route.
And here we have the Pink Heels Guardian of the Ribbon. This is an organization that drives pink fire trucks and pink police cars across America, bringing the Cares Enough to Wear Pink. It's a program to fundraise for women with breast cancer And their focus is really a labor of love for the women of this country. And they say that they wage war on anything that may threaten women, starting with cancer.
Right. We take the pause because there's no way to compete with a fire engine siren.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Pink or not. Great for the young boys and young girls here looking, that they'll park these up the road someplace and they'll get a chance to see them firsthand and learn about the important role that firemen play, not only in fighting fires, but prevention of fires as well.
That's right, and I think that all firemen and women today are probably thinking about the folks in Arizona who were recently taken by the wildfire.
Terrible story, wasn't it?
Yes, but we're honored to have these folks here and saving lives.
And remember all 19, but the one that had the ties to North Carolina, who grew up, went to Appalachian State University, who was the leader of that hotshot group and lost his life along with the 18 others there.
Yes.
Next look coming up is one of our sponsors here and one of our good businesses in the Southport Oak Island area. It's the Caldwell Banker's float.
Yes.
Seacoast Advantage. Voted in 2013 the best real estate company 3 years in a row by the Best of Brunswick. Caldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage, proud to be recognized by their community at the best events, an achievement they know is owed to their customers' loyalty and support. Knowing that you stand behind them makes them strive to do better each and every day, and they say thank you from all the folks at Caldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage.
It's quite a happy crowd they've got on their float today. And coming behind them, we have the North Carolina Forest Service and another Smokey the Bear.
Don't think it's the same one, do you? Did he run and make a route behind us and run past us or something?
We might need to do a DNA test, Bob.
I believe Smokey has a clone out here.
This is part of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And the Forest Service purpose is to ensure adequate and quality forest resources for the state.
Implementing a lot of big equipment. We have been fortunate here in the last few years we have not had these major wildfires. The spring season
Yes.
has been good, and all the rain, as much as we've had, has really kept our forest fire danger low this year. But as we all know, it's been terrible in other parts of the country for those big fires out west. How about another Shriners group, the Sudan Keystone Cops? They always are in these parades, make a lot of appearances every year. They hail from Jacksonville, and they've been around since 1975, adding a lot of color and a great deal of laughter to all of the Shriners' activities. They're dressed as Keystone Cops from a much different era than where we are right now. Not all dressed as cops either. I bet the man with the stripes there has to keep Keystone Cop on the little moped chasing him. But I don't
Keystone convict.
I don't think we're in danger here.
I'm going to take your word for it, Bob.
Another one of the big fire trucks from over on the Oak Island area, town of Oak Island, with the fire and rescue there. Public safety unit for the town of Oak Island. Continues to grow over that way, and the need for better and bigger fire services always needed there to make sure they're adequately protecting the citizens of Oak Island.
Yes. And they also participate in fire and rescue in other communities as well.
I met this man years ago when when his town took over the Oak Island Lighthouse there over at the Coast Guard Station. That's Mayor Harry Simmons. He's a native of North Carolina. He graduated from UNC Chapel Hill. He's been the mayor over on Caswell Beach for 11 years. If you've not paid a visit, when they do have it open, it's well worth your time to take a walk up those ladders to get to the top of the lighthouse. You'll see a spectacular view of not only Caswell Beach, but also where this lady is the mayor of, Oak Island itself.
Yes, Betty Wallace is the town mayor of Oak Island. Beautiful beachfront town. And following behind her, we have Richard White, who's the mayor of Boiling Spring Lakes.
Large community here in Brunswick County too. A lot of folks live over in Boiling Spring Lakes. Beautiful park.
Yes.
You know, with those lakes and the homes intertwined all around there.
And here we have the U.S. Navy Seabee Veterans of America. Since the birth of the Seabee Construction Battalions in 1942 and led by Navy Civil Engineering Corps officers, the men and women of the Seabees have built and maintained bases, hospitals, schools, airfields, and fuel and water storage facilities around the world. They've drilled water wells, they've built waste treatment infrastructure, manned and operated a nuclear power plant in Antarctica, and they've performed underwater construction projects. They have also maintained our embassies around the world.
You want to lift security up to these guys at some of the embassies? I think it would be a cultural shock if they showed up protecting some of the embassies around our world. The Sudan Hillbillies, their truck and trailer with their good old country music right there. They were formed in 1981 in Fayetteville and participated in shrine and civic functions, and also to earn funds for the Shriners Hospital for Children. The unit participates in 25 to 30 parades every year. Loved by all, adored by all, Sudan Hillbillies dressed up in the traditional hillbilly garb, including hillbilly tuxedos, which are patched overalls, floppy hats, and other paraphernalia as well.
I didn't know there was such a thing as traditional hillbilly garb, but there it is.
Is that one step up or down from good old redneck? I'm not sure.
I think we should let the rednecks and the hillbillies debate that one.
Absolutely. At least they're not firing that shotgun off right now.
Oh, and here we have Bob Krasnow. He's the North Carolina 4th of July Festival co-president, co-chair of the North Carolina 4th of July State Festival, along with Ted Carlson. And in the car with him, we have Lucy and Will Talley, who are friends down here from Washington, D.C.
We owe Bob a lot of thanks at the station for all of his work over the years, because he, for many years, was our, and continues to be, one of our main contacts here with the parade. But he had that job, and he and his wife, it's not just Bob, it's Sandy as well,
yes,
doing a lot of work, and they're glad to have some friends here also.
They're having a good time in that red convertible.
And that's the purpose of this, all to have a good time here and honor our nation and our country's birthday at the same time.
Yes, and here we have Atlantic Realty Professionals. They're a group of highly experienced realtors in Oak Island, and they sell real estate throughout Brunswick County and a lot of property at the beach.
When you have weather like we're having today, you want to be at the beach.
Yes.
You want to have the breeze that's blowing as we're enjoying here this morning.
We're so grateful for this breeze.
We thank you for watching our coverage here. We've been doing this now for several years, coming down on the morning of July 4th and videotaping the parade where we can play it back in the evening. So we thank the Chamber of Commerce and here in Southport, Oak Island. The executive director is Karen Spar, and we thank her and all the many people that are involved to put all of this on, not only the parade, but all of the other activities. 40 years running the race. This float features a track with a pair of 7-foot long, 4.5 foot tall high-top sneakers racing towards hurdles. Church members carrying signs identifying more than 25 ministries of the church. The music is some of the recording from the church. Tennis shoes tied to the cross at the back of the float highlight the church's newest ministry, Soul to Soul. Church members collecting them and distributing new shoes to children in Haiti that I had the pleasure of visiting a few years ago.
Oh, how wonderful. I remember that, Bob. And here we have the Brunswick County Schools Teacher of the Year, Laura Hunter, who deserves a round of applause. She's riding the Communities in Schools Mustang convertible, and she's a history teacher at South Brunswick High School.
Dedicated educators.
Yes.
That's for sure. Good schools here in the county as well. All right, we have this unit as we're about halfway through the parade coverage, 2013 Brunswick County Purple Ribbon Queens. The first Brunswick County Purple Ribbon Pageant was held on February 26th of 2012 and has the same director at the Brunswick County Sweetheart Pageant, Holly Shepard. All of those folks are dedicated to supporting various activities and charities throughout Brunswick County. Purple Ribbon Queens.
The beauty queens are just part of the fun here at the North Carolina 4th of July Festival. We have so many different beauty queens here. That's right. We'll have senior beauty queens later and really young girls. And here we have the Put Together the Pieces and the Autism Asperger's Support Group of Southeast North Carolina. Put Together the Pieces and the Autism Asperger's Support Group is an autism charity and support group offering monthly meetings for anyone affected by autism or Asperger's. Events are planned through the year. Parents of children with autism, as we know, face a unique set of challenges. And the opportunity to connect with other families who are going through similar experiences can be so valuable to these families.
Absolutely. Support groups are needed because you feel like you're in the battle with your particular medical problem by yourself. Support groups really provide emotional and physical support.
Yes.
This is the group from Wilmington. They've been around for years, the Arab Choo-Choo, the four-car miniature trackless train with an engine. They come from the Arab Shrine Club in Wilmington. The train is about 40 feet long, carries 18 adults, and they got started doing this back in 1988. Guys, how y'all doing?
Oh, these guys have such a good time.
Including the man on the back with the lantern and the caboose there.
It's like going back in time.
A lot of good businesses in this area helped to sponsor the parade as the Arab Shrine Club unit continues on down Moore Street.
Now, I love this one, Bob.
Yeah, this goes back to the old Ghostbusters type car, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a hearse. It's the Last Ride Green Machine by Martin's Auto Rebuilders and Martin's Alignment and Brake Service on Long Beach Road. They've served the Southport area since 1988, and they say they thank the many customers who've put their trust in Martin's Auto Rebuilders and Martin's Alignment and Brake Service.
Mrs. North Carolina, USA, is Christina Foster. Mrs. North Carolina, United States. Christina will be competing in the 2013 Mrs. United States pageant in Las Vegas later this month. She is the wife of Josh Foster and the mother of Spencer and Cooper. She's a full-time mom, cheer coach, extreme couponer as well. Can't blame her for that. You have to do it. Christina,
yes.
Sponsored today by Seaside Wedding Connection, specializing in the Southport and Oak Island weddings.
And here we have the Yopon Beach Fire Department, number 271. It's the first truck out. It's an all-volunteer fire department serving the community for 4 decades, and they say they're always looking for good volunteers.
Always looking for anybody that would like to join with the Cape Fear chapter of the Antique Automobile Club of America as well. They have several units making up their part of the parade today. It was founded in 1935. It's the largest old car club in the United States. The Antique Automobile Club of America is the AACA, dedicated to the preservation and enjoyment of antique automobiles. The Cape Fear chapter participates in various regional parades, car shows, and other events as well.
And here we
Kids saying, what in the world is that car out there? I've never seen anything like it before.
This is the Experimental Aircraft Association. Their theme is Let Your Dreams Take Flight. It's EAA Chapter 939's float, and it's their 4th consecutive appearance in our parade. This not-for-profit organization promotes all aspects of general aviation in Brunswick County through their Young Eagles program. They give youngsters ages 8 to 17 a free flight. That's the Experimental Aircraft Association.
2013 Brunswick County Sweetheart Queens making up part of the parade today. The first Brunswick County Sweetheart pageant was held on September the 27th, 2008. They're dedicated to supporting various activities and charities through Brunswick County. Some of the charities include the American Cancer Society, the Relay for Life team, and also adopting families at Christmas time to make sure that the children have a very Merry Christmas and are certainly not left out.
Such a wonderful thing to do.
Have you tried the Fuzzy Peach?
I haven't been to the Fuzzy Peach yet, but I hear it's wonderful. Here they come. The Fuzzy Peach Southport Frozen Yogurt Bar is a new business in Southport. They just opened in December. They provide a friendly, family, fun atmosphere, and the company has a mascot, Mr. Fuzz.
Right there on top.
There he is.
Mhm.
And he appeals to kids of all ages. And they're participating in the parade, they say, to thank the Southport community for the warm reception.
They have a big following with their product, especially during the summer months when it's nice and warm outside.
they do.
Good quality product as well. Knights of Columbus Assembly 2826. Marching team right here, and riding team as well. The Knights of Columbus, a local fraternity benefit society from the Sacred Heart Church here in Southport. Now, this particular group, the Knights of Columbus, have 4 main principles: charity, fraternity, unity, and patriotism.
And the Sudan, another unit of the Sudan Hillbillies are sneaking by us over here
Right.
from Ocean Isle Beach.
Okay. And their hillbilly garb. Don't see anything in that big glass bottle that they have, but that's right.
I'm just pretending not to see that.
So much water around here. Brunswick County Search and Rescue boat, and the team includes educational classes, boating safety, and the wilderness classes, assistance in locating lost or missing people, assistance after a natural disaster, canine search. They've been deployed on about 20 searches since January of this year already. And Brunswick Search and Rescue has been operational since 1999. They've completed almost 300 missions since they opened up years ago.
Wow.
Here. How about the North Carolina submarine veterans? A lot of folks back in the war were members of the submarine teams that were so prevalent in defense of the country and continue to represent that part of the military now.
Yes.
That's that
And
group
this
right
is
there.
that's what it
Submarine
is.
veterans.
The Coastal Carolina base built this as a special tribute to the crews of the USS North Carolina SSN 777, commissioned in Wilmington in 2008.
That was a big ceremony for Wilmington.
Yes.
Have that commissioning ceremony right there at the state port that May afternoon. All right, this young lady is North Carolina's outstanding teen, Amelie McPhail. She's a rising senior at Midway High School up in Dunn. She's an honor student there, involved in many clubs, including the National Beta Club, co-captain of the varsity cheer squad, and the Sampson County Junior Leadership Program. In the top 10 of her class, 2012, Amelie competed at the Greater Sampson County's Outstanding Teen at the Miss North Carolina Outstanding Teen Pageant, won a preliminary talent award, and finished first runner-up to Miss North Carolina Teen 2012. Did you buy your ticket yet?
I haven't gotten my raffle ticket. They do this every year, the Southport Lions Club boat. They're dedicated to serving the less fortunate in our community. And again this year, as they have for the past 27 years, they're raffling off a boat and a trailer. The proceeds go to support the Lions Vision community and youth programs. Focused on vision, the Lions have collected over 1,400 pairs of glasses for recycling. They provided eye exams and glasses to more than 70 people, and they've provided cataract surgery for 3 people. The motto of the Lions is "We Serve."
And for about that many years, I bought tickets, and for about that many years, I have not won.
You haven't won yet.
I have 2 tickets in my pocket that I bought this morning. So hopefully this might be the year. Buffalo Soldiers, different types of motorcycles right now. These folks are from the Wilmington area. They're the chapter of the Buffalo Soldier Motorcycle Club, established in June of 2011. Their mission, other than to have fun on the motorcycles, is to preserve the legacy that is, of the Buffalo Soldiers of the 9th and 10th Cavalry, to provide support to civic and charitable organizations, and more important, to be a positive role model to the young people in our community here. Certainly that does not hurt to have good role models like these
Sure.
folks.
And there they go.
Good motorcycle skills as well, highway skills, not just in the way they conduct themselves, but on the motorcycles, but in life in general.
Here we have the Duke Energy float. This is employees and their families from Duke Energy's Brunswick nuclear plant. The 2-unit Brunswick nuclear plant was the first nuclear power plant built in North Carolina. started operation in 1975. And the combined generating capacity produces enough electricity to power more than 1 million homes. They have 900, wow, full-time employees. And the Brunswick plant is one of the largest employers in Brunswick County.
That was a Buffalo rider that was exploding a little bit down there. Had it rev it up a little bit. We are not going to make it all the way to the end of the parade with our telecast here tonight, but we remind you that we will keep on going and recording the remaining units that you will not have a chance to see here on television tonight. If you're going to our website, WECT.com, then you will see the rest of the parade and all the folks in. So only an hour allotted because those fireworks in Wilmington don't wait. They got to get going. Right now, Human Wall for Fallen Soldiers. This is a community-based military support group that started in honor of 3 local fallen heroes. They started in October 2012. The motto is, they fight for our freedom, we stand for their honor, and they honor all of our military members, past, present, and future members of the military as well.
So important. And coming behind them, we have the Sudan Animated Animals. The Sudan Animated Animals were formed in 1976. Their first parade at the ceremonial in Wilson that year. And the first vehicle they had was 2 mules and a wagon. And this unit has won a lot of awards. They have costumes for Mickey Mouse, the gorilla, Smokey the Bear, Donald Duck, Porky Pig, Shaggy Dog, the Pink Panther. The unit calls Johnston County Shrine Club in Selma, North Carolina, their home, and there they go.
Yeah, the big red dog, Clifford the big red dog was out there. I recognize that one at least. St. James Fire Department, a community here in the Brunswick County area, this part of Brunswick County. The St. James Fire Department is a nonprofit volunteer organization established to provide the fire prevention and protection and the first responder emergency medical service to the residents of the town of St. James. Hey,
we were
the animal was here with us.
We just had a gorilla join us, and that was a little surprising. I felt the jump on the platform, but didn't realize what it was until I turned.
Looked up there, and
well, hello there.
Mr. Raccoon, one of the animated animals here. And that unit from St. James coming by right now. The North Carolina Azalea Festival Princess coming into your screen right there.
There she
That is Paxton Webster, the daughter of Lee and Charla Webster, a recent graduate of Topsail High School. She'll be attending the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. This fall, she will be a Seahawk. So it's nice to see her, the official representative of the Azalea Festival held in Wilmington the second week, always in April. And as we listen to another one of the units, this is the Nevada Drum and Drill Team. They've been around a long time, and they really entertain the crowd here for a few seconds.
They really do. If you haven't gotten your blood pumping yet, this crowd is going to do it for you. The team leader, William Alston Jr., and co-leader is Carlton Mosley. The drum and drill team have leaders Lakeisha Alston, Beverly Lewis, Brenda Joyner, and Shawana Oliver. And these are kids from Brunswick County local communities. They're from ages 5 to 17. And their motto is, "We are family." Good for them.
You have to be a family that practice a lot to have precision like they did, and they showed it off here in Southport this morning. Up the road, Walmart of Southport, one of the proud sponsors of this year's North Carolina 4th of July Festival. Walmart is located on Highway 211 as you're heading out of Southport, the main part of the business part of Southport, and heading out towards Long Beach Road in that area, which has really just grown so much out that way. So many new businesses have come here, discovered this is a wonderful place to set up shop, and that area is just lined with businesses up and down Highway 211 there, all the way, just about all the way to Supply. There's something going on there.
That's right.
The Q Center for Missing Persons, Q United Community United Effort makes up Q. Q is the Missing Persons Agency, the national nonprofit organization that is based in Wilmington. Monica Kaysen started it in 1994. They currently have more than 10,000 professionally trained volunteers across the nation to assist in the search of missing persons at any age. They work very closely with law enforcement agencies as well, trying to find those that are missing regardless of their age.
Here we have the Sudan Drum and Budge Corps.
Bugle Corps.
Bugle Corps. It's a bugle.
I think so. Somebody left an L out on our script, but I think it's the Bugle Corps.
Potentate R.C. Dunn organized this third unit, the Drum and Bugle Corps in Wilmington, in 1923. They've marched in many parades, and they're an annual sponsor of a golf tournament every May.
Okay. Let's listen to them.
Love the patriotic songs all through the day.
Thanks to marching in. We saw the mayor, Richard White, a little bit earlier from the town of Bowling Spring Lakes, and this is one of their units of their police department that helps to enforce public safety in the beautiful town of Bowling Spring Lakes here in Brunswick County. We have another entertainer that's coming up after the police car, and I understand this is a local guy.
Yes, C.C. Martin.
C.C. Martin. He recorded his first CD in Nashville. We'll see him coming up, probably hear him a little bit as well as he gets closer to us here.
And I think locals know him as Charlie Martin. He graduated in 1995 from South Brunswick High School. He's got an impressive group of musicians on his latest recording. Some of these guys have performed with Reba McEntire, Lady Antebellum, Brooks and Dunn, Trace Adkins, and George Strait. And you can find C.C. Martin on iTunes and at ccmartinmusic.com.
Always nice to see local people make it big, but not forget where they're from.
That's right. Nice to have him in the parade today.
Absolutely. Well, you're listening to him. We're going to be able to hear him do a little bit of singing. It gets a little bit closer to us as he and his ride proceeds up Moore Street. Why don't we try to listen to a little of C.C. Martin right now.
Since I was old enough to work, they give my money to another man without a callous on his hand, while my family is in.
And that's Rhonda Amato. She represented Brunswick County in the Ms. North Carolina Senior America pageant. It's the world's first pageant that honors women ages 60 and older. She was selected first runner-up this year, and she's a member of Brunswick Town Chapter DAR. She supports service to veterans, and she encourages all seniors to stay active.
Lovely lady.
Yes.
Staying active, that is the key.
Yes.
Right now, you see the rifle team that's coming up here, the Cape Fear Rifles. They're a living history organization based in southeastern North Carolina today. They're portraying the 140th Indiana Infantry, which at the Battle of Fort Anderson scaled the walls of the fort and retrieved the Confederate garrison flag. That flag is now on display at the Fort Anderson State Historic Site, and next weekend is a big weekend for the folks at Fort Anderson and St. Philip's Church, a renaming ceremony that will be taking place down that way.
And it looks like we've got another water rescue team here.
These are the Carolina Grays of Pender County, son of the Confederate veteran camp. Actually, this is a rescue squad. Sorry, Oak Island,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself there.
There we go.
Oak Island Water Rescue provides the water rescue service to the citizens and guests of Oak Island. They respond to all 911 calls paged out by the Brunswick County 911 Center. It is a volunteer organization, as many of the other agencies that do this kind of service, volunteer organization.
Can still hear C.C. Martin in the background, and it just adds a really nice country element to this moment.
As we were talking earlier, you know, this is gives you the real hometown type feeling when you have a parade like this. They don't have a lot of out of town, when I say from distances, people come in here. These are local folks of this part of North Carolina providing services to the folks here in this area. That keeps it very personal here.
It does. And here comes the BB&T and BEMC float. BEMC was started in 1939 by Melvin Burgess of Boone, and it serves Brunswick County, Columbus County, Robeson County, and parts of Bladen. Its mission is to provide superior electric and consumer service. And of course, BB&T is a national bank and has many branches in the area. BB&T offers personal and business banking and online services. And they're having a lot of fun on that float.
How about the steel drum band that we're hearing coming up right now as well? The Sudan Steel Drum. They play that so Kids May Walk. The organization formed in 1977 by some members of the Columbus County Shrine Club. They currently have 13 active members who participate in 8 to 10 civic parades and 4 shrine parades every year. In 2009, they participated in Governor Easley's inaugural parade that took place in 2009. Governor Perdue, excuse me, that would be in 2009. Governor Easley was before Governor Perdue. Let's listen to a little of the steel drums.
It's very tropical.
To the islands, Mon.
You do that very well, Bob. And here we have the Coastal Cosmetic Family Dentistry car, the office of Doctors Michaelakis, Wilharm, Harrington, Miller, and Hull. They've been serving Brunswick County for 16 years. They say their compassionate team of dental experts have over 50 years of combined experience in providing the most up-to-date, extraordinary patient care in their field. Here they say patients are family.
Yeah. First Community Bank, over 138 years of experience, continuing to remain true to its conservative banking traditions. They offer a full range of products in retail, service, and commercial customers, both of those with 2 local branches in the Southport area. So they say stop by and let us put the power of community right straight to you to work.
This looks like the Southport Wooden Boat Show. Is that what we have coming up?
I believe so. The
Wooden
boat show
boats.
that they started a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And they've got wooden boats of all makes and sizes to display on land and in the water around the old yacht basin in Southport. Visitors will meet and talk with the wooden boat owners and makers and vote for their favorite entrant for the People's Choice Award. A team of judges will present awards to some of the boats at the end of the day. And the highly popular Naughty Kids events will return, of course, and little sailors can build their own boats and test their seaworthiness in the pond. There will be other activities for young folks during the event, and the whole family will enjoy traditional musical entertainment during the day. And that event is on September 28th.
And they had a big crowd last year. I came down to it last year and did a story actually on it last year, sort of promoting it. And it's amazing how many wooden boats are still in use right now, which used to be the main method of your boating industry here in Brunswick County. And everything's switched to a steel boat or fiberglass primarily right now, but it's the antique automobile of the boating industry. You know, beautiful there. And
it's an impressive art form.
I have the one that I have to mention is Bert's Solomon T boat down at the Southport near the marina down that way.
Is this the Archer Daniels Midland float? One of the world's leading agricultural processors. ADM's facility in Southport makes a variety of products. See if you can define all of these: citric acid, citrusol, sodium citrate, potassium citrate, and anisette. Do you know what those are, Bob?
There's something used in food, drinks, detergent, and pharmaceutical products. How about that?
That sounds good. And they also employ more than 150 people here in Southport.
A little Alabama music for us here. That's a very large plant. It's located where you don't really see it that well, but they employ a lot of people around here.
And they've got a lighthouse on the back of the float. Creative.
You know the lighthouse? Pages Creek Lighthouse?
Yes.
That's Pages Creek.
Oh.
Pages Creek Lighthouse is one that's right at the mouth of the area, the ferry landing as you're coming in from the Fort Fisher Southport Ferry. If you look over, you see it is sitting right on their property. And it's not in the best condition right now. Hopefully that could be saved one day and put on public display. Southport Magazine coming by, a monthly magazine promoting Southport, Bald Head Island, Bowling Spring Lakes, Oak Island, and St. James. And the folks coming by right now, Savannah Moore.
This is
very important to her,
yeah,
Savannah.
Southport Oak Island Miss Ambassador. The North Carolina 4th of July Festival in Southport is important to Savannah because it's full of her family's history. Her aunt, Betty Leggett, started the Arts and Crafts Festival, and together with her grandmother, June Brown, and her mother, they managed that part of the festival for more than 20 years. Her mother still volunteers during the festival, and for the past 4 years, Savannah has volunteered also. She's a member of the competitive dance team at Studio One Dance Conservatory in Wilmington, and she's a rising senior at South Brunswick High School. She says she hopes to attend either the University of Kentucky or Duke University in the fall of next year.
Very intelligent young lady.
Yes.
Southport, my safe haven. Everyone's familiar with Safe Haven, the Nicholas Marks movie that was filmed here last year that opened earlier this year on Valentine's Day. Beautiful depiction of the town of Southport with Mr. Sparks' novel that he wrote and was here quite a bit. There are a lot of folks, I was telling Rachel before we actually got started, that folks with tourism here are very happy that people like the movie and have now made this, as they did in Wilmington a few years ago for Dawson's Creek, a destination to come and see the Southport Safe Haven location.
Yes, and the group that created this theme, the DAS group, has copyrighted the Southport My Safe Haven theme and artwork for use in promoting the town of Southport as a safe haven.
A lot of local tour companies that have popped up over the years here, over the past year, will take you to not only where Safe Haven was filmed, but Crimes of the Heart, Mary and Martha filmed here. A few of the others, We're the Millers, filmed a little bit down here, and there was a house not too far from here that Andy Griffith used, and it was designated that was his house on the show. And the guy was telling me that they keep the house painted. It's painted on a regular basis when Matlock was being filmed, because you never knew when they might come down here, and it always had to have that fresh Andy Griffith look.
And here we have the homemade indie-style car. Well, actually,
This is the Roadster
Yes.
from Sampson County. And before that, we saw the homemade Indy-style car that went by that was driven and built by Dennis Martin of Lumberton. And now these are the Sampson County Roadster.
do you see this precision? They keep the same amount of space between each car. It's really impressive.
Going by so fast and so close, you feel the air blow right off of them, can't you?
Yes.
Well, if you would like to have a boating experience, but you don't want to have a boat of your own or don't have someone that you could use, this is the second best way to having a boating experience in your life through the Freedom Boat Club. It's a members-only boat club. The members do not need to own a boat. All they have to do is go down to the dock, and a boat will be all fueled up and ready for them to enjoy a nice day out on the water.
That might be the best way to enjoy having a boat.
And it might make you, very interested in getting your boat of your own, but without having to make the investment first, without knowing, and then knowing what kind of boat that you would like to have. It is big boating season down here right now.
And it's a perfect boating day.
It is. It's a beautiful day to be out right now.
Here we have Miss Dance North Carolina, Megan Hauser. She's from Oak Island, and she's been dancing for the past 12 years, including with the Universal Dance Association. She's trained in 11 styles of dance. She says, I was born to dance. It's part of me and one of the best things that ever happened to me. And she would like to thank her mom, her family, and all who've supported her along the way. I didn't know, Bob, that there was a Miss Dance North Carolina.
I did not know it either.
She's lovely.
Yeah, encouraging, I'm sure, young people to get into the dance, or maybe a dance profession like she is in right now. Another one of our communities here in Brunswick County that has a unit in our 4th of July parade that's coming up in just a moment. Hopefully you'll be able to see that from the town of Bolivia. And we're on Highway 17, and this is the Bolivia Volunteer Fire Department. It's a volunteer unit, and this is one of their fire and rescue trucks that they use when the time is called for them to be pressed into service. We've had a great parade. We had about 110 entries, and we're just about down to the last handful or so. But this parade has moved right along, and I think looking at the folks, they've stayed right here with it. They're going to wait it out to the very end, the last unit coming by. They've claimed these seats, and they're not going to leave them.
That's right. They've waited for hours for these seats, and these are folks from the community dedicated to this traditional event. Happens every year. So much organization goes into this, and they'll start again, Bob, on next year's parade in about a month.
Real. Waste no time to get underway with it, don't they?
Yes.
So Southport, Oak Island, Queens, and the court right now. The first Southport, Oak Island, Queens crowned back on June 22nd. Proceeds from the pageant goes to the Teddy Hyatt Scholarship Foundation. Teddy was a young boy who passed away a few years ago. His 2-year-old brother Christian was crowned the ambassador. Teddy, to this day, though, continues to live in the hearts of many children. Southport Oak Island Chamber of Commerce stays very active down. This is certainly one of their big events that they have, but they have another event that's coming up, I understand, in the latter part of August. It's their Flock to the Beach event,
Yes.
and it's the Jimmy Buffett themed event coming up. That should bring a lot of parrot heads down here to Brunswick County.
It should be a lot of fun. And
the New Hanover County Queens, would you think? Well, that was the New Hanover County Queens you saw a moment ago.
It was, and this is the Sudan Daredevils. They're also Shriners, and they're from Longwood, North Carolina. I liked that move. He just drove off the ramp down the front of the truck. Do not try this at home.
Do not. And as they're moving right along, moving at a rapid pace on top of that truck that's trying to keep up with them, we'll show those Queens again. It's amazing the precision, really, and you look at how close these guys come, and you just don't hop on that go-kart or those little cars and master this right now.
And they wave at us and they point, and that's lovely. I'd love it if they keep their eyes on the road.
Yeah,
One false move and right into the platform.
Yeah, I mean, when they were making the turn, they were coming right at us. So keep your hands on the wheel, both hands, if you don't mind. Nice to see you, but we'll wave when you stop.
That's right. We won't take offense. Coming behind them, we have the Miss New Hanover County Queens. The Miss New Hanover County organization was started in the 1980s. The pageant was held on January 26th of this year. And the Queens serve as representatives throughout the state of North Carolina during their reigns. They focus, Bob, on volunteering and leadership.
Looking at some of the sashes there, trying to make out, maybe you can see them at home a little bit better than we can here with the glare we have on our monitor here, but represents the function that they are serving all across North Carolina to bring more awareness to their individual platforms. All right, how about some wrestlers? Wrestlers coming up here.
And this is a new addition to the parade this year. They've never been part of this before.
Yeah, we're not talking about those folks. We're talking about these folks.
Yes.
Coming right now. The United Professional Wrestling Association, or UPWA, the fastest growing wrestling promotion in the Southeast that thrives on bringing you the best bang for your buck at each and every one of their shows. For the past 7 years, the UPWA has provided North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia with some good wrestling action. And we have a professional wrestler, one of their champions, Pete Dixon, riding on there with that big championship belt he has. Putting a snarl out to the folks. Not sure if Pete's one of the good guys or the bad guys, but he's having fun regardless.
He
and
really
they're glad
is.
to see him here.
Coming up behind them, We have the Sudan Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters started in 1991 when Ike Guyton came up with the idea to form a unit based on the movie Ghostbusters. They started with 17 charter members, but because of death and dropouts, they've lost many good members, and they now only have 7 active members. And the car that was in the parade today is discovered by Ike. It's an old 59 hearse from Rayford, North Carolina. The hearse has had many updates. It was parked for a few years while another one was donated, and then after 6 years, the old hearse was brought back out of a junk pile, and here it is today.
Hopefully only in parades and not some of those late members got their final ride in that. That's going in style, though, I guess.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Who are you going to call?
And again, they're up on the side there. They're running so a crippled child can walk, part of the Shriners group.
And it's important to remember that the Shriners are always about helping children.
Southport Utilities, public safety here in town. This is their vacuum truck. Now, usually when you see the truck in service, it's because of a blockage like in the city's sewer collection system. In most cases, the blockage occurs due to accumulations of fats, oils, and grease, things like that, contributed by industrial or commercial establishments. They say only you can stop grease blockages.
And I think I just heard them yell they're the Grease Busters, following the Ghostbusters. They've got a grease goblin on the side of their vehicle.
How about a tree service here in the area? Love's Landscaping and Tree Service, a full-service tree service available that specializes in removal of dead trees and stumps, dangerous tree removal, trimming, pruning. They grind stumps and help you out when a storm comes through and causes some damage. You can give them a call and put Love's Landscaping and Tree Service right to work in your lawn.
Here we have Heaven's Horseshoe Stables. Heaven's Horseshoe Stables is located in Bolivia, North Carolina. And the weather is a little bit easier on the horses today.
Well behaved, aren't they?
They certainly are. I always wonder if some of these loud sounds from the parade are jarring to the horses, but they look like they're perfectly comfortable, in complete control, and beautiful animals.
They do. They stay very calm and collected out there. After them, Southport Volunteer Fire Department. Got that unit coming in here. We're going to see the Winnebago Fire Department also as part of this also.
Wonderful.
We'll wind it up in a couple of minutes with the Southport Police Department. Once again, we started it off with Chief Jerry Dove and the Southport Police Department. We're going to end it the same way with the Southport Police Department. Well, listen to the little dog barking in the background. I thought that one decided to be an entry in the parade on his own, and then we'll see the owner running down the street trying to catch us off. An add-on part of the parade here.
And the dog was quiet up until now. I think he's barking at the horses.
I believe so. Not bothering the horses, so that young lady doing some moves out that way.
Yeah.
And they're stable full of young folks with the appropriate wheelbarrow and shovel if needed.
And the horses are now going the other way in the parade. And here comes the Supply Volunteer Fire Department.
That is unit number 1373. United we stand, helping those in need. If you give them a call, they'll be there in a hurry. The Winnebago Fire Department doing the same thing. Supply Volunteer Department with a truck to help out with brush fires and stuff, that white unit.
Yes.
This other larger truck right now, too, for more high-impact accidents and things that they need to help wind up with. We're at the end of the parade. It's been a good one, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been a wonderful parade. So grateful to all the folks who participated in this and worked so hard to make this a wonderful event.
We thank Wayne and Duncan, the co-chair people for the parade. We thank Bob and Ted, the co-chairman of the entire Southport July 4th of July Festival here in Southport, the Oak Island area. The towns involved. Certainly thank all the volunteers that spent a lot of time making sure this was going to happen.
Yes.
And it came off great. The weather cooperated. Big fireworks display. Going to be wrapping it up later tonight. And then as Rachel said, they'll take about a month off and they'll start it all over again for the planning, right?
That's right. And we're also so grateful to the folks in the community who participated in this and made it such a wonderful event today. Thank you.
I have to thank Wayne and Mary Strickland, or Mary, and then Wayne also with the city, but Mary with the Maritime Museum, for allowing our crew to run through their facilities when needed to be, to catch a little bit of water and air conditioning and other necessities, and to occupy a good spot out here in front of the Maritime Museum here on Moore Street in Southport. Rachel, it's been fun. I had a good time.
I've had a great time with you, Bob. Thank you.
I hope you have a great 4th of July. We hope your day has been a good one. Thanks for joining us for the parade coverage on WECT and here on WECT.com. Stay safe, and thanks for watching us here from Southport, North Carolina.
This has been the Southport 4th of July Parade. This broadcast on WECT is sponsored by White Funeral Home and Cremation in Southport and Charlotte, by Valley Auto World in Fayetteville, and by Dozier Memorial Hospital in Southport. You can watch the entire parade on WECT.com. Now, stay tuned for the fireworks, live from downtown Wilmington, next on WECT.